She would have enjoyed this. I mean, she would have hated it. She would have complained the whole entire time, under her breath, of course, so the daddy couldn't hear her. She would say that she could already feel the wrinkles and sunspots forming on her skin. And then she'd say that she hopes one of those sunspots was melanoma, because then at least she wouldn't have to be out here in the heat. She would slather me in sunscreen and plop the ugliest hat on my head and hope that her efforts would turn me into the most elegant beauty queen this side of the Mississippi. And she'd lean back in her chair with her ankles delicately crossed, close her eyes, had the most pleasant look on her face. I would have thought she was dreaming of a McDonald's cheeseburger, but she would have liked the quiet and breeze. Yeah, she would have enjoyed this. Did I ever tell you why they named me Reese? Well, I was eating a packet of Reese's Pieces a couple years ago, one day while she was driving me home from school, and she looked down at the package in my hands and she said, I was obsessed with those things when I was pregnant with you. I thought it'd be better than eating a whole peanut butter cup because since they're tiny, petite portions. Now one time during those 9 months, I probably ate a packet a day. That's why your daddy decided to name you Reese. A little bit, you really shouldn't eat that stuff. It'll make you bloat like the Goodyear blimp. She didn't say anything else to me the whole drive home. Ever since I was little, I'd wondered what it would be like to be a fly on the inside of her mind. She didn't think like anyone else that I knew. I mean, what former beauty queen names their only child after candy? I don't even think I ever saw her eat a piece of candy. I should have been named Claudia or Anne or Rebecca. Anyway, I spent that rest of the car ride trying to figure out why she liked Reese's Pieces so much. Did she prefer the chocolate or the peanut butter taste? Did she eat the brown ones first or the orange ones? Or did she only eat the orange ones because she preferred the bright color? Did she eat handfuls at a time or one by one? I guess I'll never know. I'll have to go on guessing. I guess I could ask Daddy, but he's clueless. He can barely keep the books balanced at the store. He doesn't remember the details like I do, like she did. I can remember how she always rolled her curlers coming in towards her face. I remember that we would always have grilled chicken 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And if the chicken wasn't the right shade of golden brown, she would throw it all out and start all over again. She would look down in the pan and she would say, "What in the world?" Like she was surprised that it looked like that. And I would always sit at the kitchen table and giggle because her expression looked like she'd put chicken in the pan and come back and it had turned into steak. And I remember how she would sob right after she woke up in the morning. Sometimes she'd get on the scale, she'd weigh 2 or 3 extra pounds and she would be so upset. But she held all that knowledge in. I mean, it's like watching a glass tank break open. A crack, then another crack, and then another, and then right as I'm heading out the door to catch a ride to school with Daddy, I'd get really quiet and hold my breath. And then it all breaks free. The pieces of herself that she hated came out, and I almost wanted to sob with her, mostly because I didn't understand. She let go so easily when she thought no one was around. Sometimes I would sneak downstairs and watch her clean, and she would say, "A clean home is a clean vessel for the Lord to shine his light into." And she'd be dusting or sweeping or something, and some George Jones song would come on. She thinks I still care. Her head would start to sway, and then she'd get her arms and her torso into it, and she'd dance, but it wasn't like a Cabbage Patch or a pop and lock. It was like it was it was graceful. She was so graceful, even though she never thought she was. And I am clumsy, and I'm stubborn, and I'm messy, and I eat way too much candy, and I hate grilled chicken. And I don't know everything. I'll probably never know everything. You can spend 99 years on this earth and still not know everything. But you want to know what I think? We're all just pieces floating around on this earth. Maybe we're Reese's pieces. maybe we're puzzle pieces. Maybe we're pieces of glass. Regardless, we're floating around and living life and loving and hating until we come to a realization that maybe we aren't a piece of something. Maybe we're a whole piece, and we don't have to live our life searching for something or someone to latch onto. We can just be. And if you don't come to that realization, she was always trying to latch her piece onto another. She latched herself onto Daddy and this idea of being a June Cleaver housewife. She was so smart. She could have gone to college. She did the books for Daddy until she latched onto society's standards and this idea of always having to play the role of beauty queen. I didn't understand why she would do it. Why would she take all those pills? Why would she make a decision that you can't take back? It's not like throwing away a chicken breast or your least favorite piece of candy. You're dead. She's dead and she's never coming back, and I'll never really know why. Did she love me? Us? Does that feeling ever go away? Why would you quit if there were still people you love on this earth, people you wanted? She always told me quitters don't get last place. At least last place gets a sash. At least last place wants the tiara. Don't you want a tiara, sugar? I used to want to be graceful like her, but not if it ends like that. I just want to be whole. My entire self, the entire time I'm on this earth. She was just a piece of a whole, and I don't want to be like that. I can't be like that. In her own special way, I think she would have enjoyed this.